Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video. This video is on Jonathan Huberdeau, the Calgary Flames, and what's going forward for this team. I think overall, Huberdeau coming in that big trade and all the question marks, everyone criticizing the Calgary Flames and Trey Living up until that point, and then even more so with all the jokes of saying Huberdeau's just going to leave, the trade's going to end up looking like a joke. Well, Huberdeau signs a long-term extension, 8 years, $10.5 million per, so still got this remaining year. The remainder for $5.9 million for the year, and then he's got $10.5 million for 8 years. So 9 years with the Calgary Flames, going into 38 years of age. So looking at his contract here, $10.5 per, no movement clause up until 2029, and then the modified no trade clause. So looking at it heavily based on salary bonus, and he's going to get quite the bonus checks. So looking at the Calgary Flames now, and we'll just go to their outlook here. Again, thank you guys so much for watching the videos lately. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell. All the new subs, appreciate you guys. All right, so Huberdeau signed, Mangiapane signed, 3 years, $5.8 million. And then, so you got to just sign Ruzicka, and then that brings you to 12 forwards. And then defense 7 with Valimaki. I mean, he's the seventh guy in my books right now after they signed Zadorov again and re-signed Shillington. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen with Monahan as well. But Trey Living, after Huberdeau signed here, he's like pointing towards that, whether it was selling to Huberdeau or what he was going towards here. He's not done. He wants to make more moves, whether it's now, some point this offseason, in the season. They feel they're in a window now to win, even with losing Johnny Gaudreau and Tkachuk. So I just wanted to go through some potential moves here and what I've seen on Cap Friendly from fans, just fan suggestions. So let's go through. Okay, so this is an absolute blockbuster. These are one of the unrealistic ones, but Chychrun is a conversation. I mean, for the Calgary Flames, in terms of left shot defensemen, you're thin on that left side. And if Valimaki was part of a trade like this and you wanted to sauce over a couple first round picks, like you just got a first round pick from Florida, so you have the ability to trade a first or even a second first. Connor Zary, Valimaki, if you dumped contracts like this, I would say they might try to dump the Monahan contract in here versus Zadorov. But Chychrun and Krause over to Calgary would be insane. They even want to sign Evan Rodriguez in this deal. The post-Huberdeau deal from Brian Rogers. Shout out to Brian. So in this scenario, you still have the cap space. Imagine that top line. Huberdeau, Lindholm, Mangiapane, which is what I've had listed. Then Krause, Backlund, Toffoli, Coleman, Rodriguez, Dubé. See, my only suggestion here would be in that trade, and this is where I'll pull up another trade here in a second. Don't have Krause potentially. Take away a first-round pick and go sign Kadri. Just don't sign Rodriguez. Sign Kadri, and you could have Kadri in that second line and then have Backlund as your third line. Like, that's a shit disturber line and a good defensive line if you have Coleman and Backlund together. Mangiapane was there, but I feel like Mangiapane, as much as he can have a defensive responsibility, you want to completely utilize his offensive capabilities. You want to get that guy at least 30 goals. And if he's on a line with Huberdeau and Lindholm, he probably will score 30. That's a hot take right on this video. So just in terms of the defense, that's stacked defense. Hanifin, Weegar, Anderson, Chychrun. That's one of the best top four, if not best top four in the league. And then you have Chris Tanev as your fifth defenseman. Like, that'd be insane. So we'll see what the Calgary Flames do, but there's a lot of scenarios. Like pulling this one up here. Absolute hot takes left and right. But Chychrun for Dubé, Shillington, Pelche, and a first-round pick. Apparently the Coyotes were looking for 4 or 5 pieces, and those are 4 or 5 maybe intriguing pieces. Dubé, I feel like an intriguing piece. Still in his mid-20s. Shillington, intriguing piece. Pelche, intriguing prospect. Maybe another prospect not to get thrown in. But if you get Chychrun in the deal, Calgary's defense would be the best by far in the league. If they got Chychrun and only gave up like a Shillington or Valimaki, imagine, like I said, Chychrun, Weegar, Anderson, Tanev, Hanifin, that's nuts. But if they did trade a Weegar, I feel like Ottawa would be one of those teams. So I'll just throw that out there. I think Calgary will try to keep Weegar the same way they re-signed Huberdeau. I'm saying this right in the video. I think they try to keep Weegar. But if there was a team that I think would be very interested in Weegar, he's from Ottawa. I think Mackenzie Weegar could be a fit there. And I think Calgary could find some intrigue in Eric Brandstrom and then a pick. So that would just add to more of the return that they got from Tkachuk. Also throwing out like other trades that I'll throw out the hot take in a second, but This is from another fan who says, hey, Anaheim's got lots of cap. Dump the Lucic and maybe Monahan contract, but in this one, just Lucic. Attach Valimaki in a second and Phillips, and then you sign Kadri to a 5-year deal. And then, as I said, you have Kadri on that second line and Mangiapane on the top line. And then you spread out your depth. Then looking at another example here, I think this person said this was trade proposal on The Athletic. I never saw that, but maybe it is. And, I mean, Johnny Taves to Calgary, you dump the Monahan contract, attach Valimaki in a third, and then you have Taves on that second line. Like, that's intriguing. If Chicago would retain some cap, Huberdeau, Lindholm, Mangiapane to Foley, Taves, Coleman. That's a really good top six still. And you still have a good third line in Pelche, Backlund, Dubé. So that's all right. And another example here, re-signing Ruzicka. But I just don't think this is the way to go. I mean, Dubois, all the shit he's pulled, I think this is so risky. Unless you got, like, verbal, like, Dubois saying, hey, I'll sign a long-term extension or something. I don't see this being the route. Giving up on Connor Zary like that and 2 first-round picks, I just don't think Calgary will go this route. I could be wrong. I could be proven wrong, but I think there's other options over Dubois. Like, I would even, like, the Taves is much lower risk, even though Dubois, obviously a longer future here going forward. I would even say, like, there's other options out there for Calgary, in my opinion. And I think I would rather take the shot at signing Kadri versus risking losing Dubois in a year or two. Well, I guess 2 years from now. Any more examples? Yeah, just a trade Valimaki. Like, Valimaki might be looking on the outside, especially if they sign Michael Stone like this person has. That's the rumor right now. And then you sign Evan Rodriguez. Valimaki could be traded for like a 3rd-round pick or a 2nd-round pick. I could definitely see that. And then this trade as well. I mean, with Arizona, you send Dubé to Ottawa, and then you get a package going like this for Lawson Krause. That could also be a decent fit. You have Krause on that 2nd or 3rd line. Give Pelche the opportunity. And either way, like I said, guys, I think it's going to be Huberdeau, Lindholm with either Toffoli or Mangiapane. I would try to do Mangiapane to start, unless you really want to keep that line together and have Mangiapane with Backlund, where he found success in that sense. Then maybe Toffoli could really get going playing with Lindholm and Huberdeau. So it's really interesting. The other hot take that I found from a fan online was Patty Kane, which, again, I feel like Calgary could look at Chicago and be like, hey, let's go for Patty Kane or Taves. One of those definitely could happen, but Kane long-term in Calgary, I don't know if... I mean, Kane with Huberdeau and Lindholm, that'd be nuts. That'd be a crazy top line. In terms of that trade, I don't know if they necessarily want a guy like Hanifin because they're trying to go for the rebuild. Like, I would say replace Hanifin in that trade, toss in like a Pelche and Valimaki in there instead of Hanifin, and then maybe that makes sense because they're taking on the Monahan contract anyways, and if they retain 50% on Patrick Kane, maybe it makes some sense. And then they sign Kadri on top of that. That would be insane. But again, some hot takes in here. Definitely some things that are not realistic. I also want to throw in another player that I have seen some talks and rumors about. Keep an eye on Anthony Beauvillier with the New York Islanders. I feel like the Calgary Flames could be one of those teams that, with a little bit of cap flexibility, I could see them, this is just a hot take scenario, but like sending a Dylan Dubé or like a Valimaki to the Islanders and getting a Beauvillier. It could work. It honestly could be a realistic scenario. Give Pelche more time, and Beauvillier could slot in on that left wing. So, hey, everyone, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think the Calgary Flames could make some more moves, some big moves. Subscribe, like, comment, notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next video or stream. Peace.